Jim Schulz here for Calculated Risk, and don't forget, before we get started today, the best ways you can help us are by liking the video or subscribing to the channel. Either one of those guys really helps us out a lot. So as an active trader, buying power is life. Capital is oxygen. And obviously, if we're looking at different stocks, if we're looking at different strategies, we're going to expect our buying powers to be different. Sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low, sometimes they're in the middle. But the thing that might really surprise you is that inside the same strategy, so same stock, same expiration, exact same strategy, the buying power can vary and fluctuate quite a bit. So today I want to unpack exactly what's going on and why that is. So let's go. So if we zoom out for a minute and just think about what we do every single day, there are so many market metrics that we're analyzing, that we're investigating before we make a trade or over the life of a position. There's all kinds of things that we're looking at, like theta, for example. Like, we know that theta is the highest for the at-the-money strike. So we expect that to be different when we look across the option chain. Delta, same thing. We know it's around 50 for the at-the-money strike. We know the deltas for the out-of-the-money options are going to be less than 50. We know the deltas for the in-the-money options are going to be greater than 50. Again, looking across the option chain, we expect to see different deltas. Vega, same thing. Highest for the at-the-money strike, and then drops off on both sides of that at-the-money strike. Well, here's the crazy thing. Buying power inside the same strategy, a short put, a short strangle, whatever it might be, is going to be exactly the same. So to show you how this works, let's pop into Tasty Trade right now and let's have a look. Okay, so here I am inside of my Tasty Trade platform, and I've got Netflix pulled up. You can see, based on the actual menu here, that I already have a position on in the August cycle. So just to make things clean and tidy, I won't open up the August cycle. Let's go all the way out to September for the purposes of understanding how buying power changes when you adjust the strike on a position. So the key thing to understand is this. The strike that you select, so whatever strike you select here, kind of in the center of the option chain, right here, the strike you select has a huge impact on the buying power on the strategy. And simply put, the further the out of the money you go with your strike selection, the less risk you have in that position. The less risk you have in that position, the lower the buying power requirement is going to be. And then, of course, the less out of the money you go, or the closer to the at the money strike that you might go with the premium that you sell, the more risk that you have in the position. So therefore, the higher the buying power requirement on that position. So for instance, let me just start with a 30 delta put in Netflix for the 66-day cycle. If I were to sell this guy, you can see that my buying power effect on this trade is only about $900. So that's a pretty small position, and you can fit that into a lot of different account sizes. I mean, $15,000 is plenty, is certainly enough capital to do a trade like this one. But this is the 30 delta. Look what happens if I adjust my strike by moving further out of the money. So let me actually erase both of those. Let's move our strike from a 68 down to a 65. Look at what happens to my buying power impact. It has now decreased. My buying power impact is now only $650. And again, the reason why is simply because you have less risk in a 65 short put relative to a 68 short put when the stock is at 73. And the reason why that's the case is Netflix now has to move a greater distance. It has to move further down before this strike goes in the money. And for an option seller, this is where the risk is, right? The risk in the position doesn't really kick in until it goes in the money. Well, if you move the strike further away from where the stock is, it has to jump over a higher hurdle to get to that in the money status. And so that is why we see buying power going down as we move further out of the money. Case in point, if I move closer to the at the money strike, so again, starting with a 68 kind of reference point, what if I move all the way up to a 72? Now you're going to see the buying power expands. So now my buying power is higher. And again, the reason why is I have reduced the distance between where the stock is and where my strike is. And so I've made it easier for the risk to kick in on this position if this Netflix short put goes in the money. And the same principle is going to apply on the call side as well. So if I start with maybe a 42 delta call, you can see I've got a 42 delta call. Let me scroll down a little bit. I've got a 42 delta call here. You can see my buying power here is only, well, it's only $10 because I already have a position on in Netflix. And so this is probably not the best example. Let's pick something else for the call side. Let's just go to, we can just go to Apple because I know I don't have a position on in Apple. I can assure you the buying power on a naked call is not $10. It's usually much, much greater than that. So let's go into the August cycle. I don't have anything on in Apple, so now we'll get a clean slate in terms of understanding how buying power has changed on the call side. And of course, the same principle would apply on the put side for Apple as well. But if I start with a 36 delta put, you're going to see my buying power here is $5,000. I've got a 325 strike. You've got the stock at 313. Well, look at what happens. Again, let's focus on the buying power. So let me circle this guy. Let's see what happens when I move closer to the at-the-money strike. So if I go to a 320, look at how my buying power jumps. Now it's $5,500. And if I go further out of the money, so maybe I go to a 335, now my buying power is only $4,000. So you can see that the risk is increasing as I go closer to the at-the-money strike. It's decreasing as I go further out of the money, and the buying power is going to follow suit. And this relationship, by the way, is going to be true for all short premium strategies. So we looked at a short put here, but if you were to pull up a short strangle, or if you were to pull up, a put ratio spread or a call ratio spread, the same principles are going to apply. You are going to see that when you move your strikes further out of the money, you have less risk and lower buying power. If you move your strikes closer to at the money, you have more risk and therefore greater buying powers. So that's a little buying power awareness. Again, just like everything else in the marketplace, it moves, it floats, it's dynamic. Just like Delta, just like Theta, just like Gamma, just like Vega, just like everything else that we look at on a daily basis. Even inside the same strategy, depending on your strike selection, the buying power can change rather significantly. And it all comes back down to risk. If you take on more risk, there's going to be greater buying powers. If you have less risk, there's going to be lower buying powers. I hope that helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video.